Banff National Park is one of the essential ecosystems in Canada, covering the mountainous area running from Yellowstone to Yukon. Banff National Park is part of the taiga biome, which is a biome of the subarctic region. The taiga is one of the largest biomes and is located underneath the tundra biome. Since the taiga biome is one of the coldest regions, there are not as many species living in it compared to other warmer biomes. The plant species in taiga consist of dense trees, Douglas fir, white spruce, pine, and evergreens. The primary motivation for conserving the park is that the vulnerable species are solely dependent on the park's ecosystem and cannot survive anywhere else. The vulnerable species are also at risk of extinction due to the introduction of other harmful species of plants and wildlife. While it is essential to protect the park from human encroachment and intrusion by dangerous species, the effect of wildfires must not be downplayed. Wildfires destroy the park's ecosystem, leading to the death of animals, either by being burnt or through starvation after the source of their food has been destroyed. Human development affects the park's inhabitants from two fronts. Artificial structures such as buildings and roads deny natural inhabitants of their natural space, while some animals are killed by using vehicles on the transport corridor through the park. This creates a solid basis for the conservation of the Banff National Park ecosystem.
There are many social issues surrounding Banff National Park, one mainly being that Banff was created with tourism at the forefront of its mission. When the hot springs were discovered, they were recognized as a potential tourist attraction, leading to the government to protect this area, and in order to bring tourists into the park, Banff built many new roads and eventually the Trans-Canada Highway. So much tourism presents a problem for park management as they must limit the harmful impacts of human activity. In January 1995, Parks Canada issued a study that found that human activity in Banff was harming the park's ecosystem. This poses a challenge for the social dynamics of the park, as management must ensure that people enjoy their experience in the park, but without doing any harm to it.
There are many ecological drivers that affect Banff, one of them being human controls on species in the area. Bison were once indigenous in the valleys of Banff, but the last bison were hunted by indigenous people in the 1850s. Only in 2017 were a small herd of bison reintroduced into the valleys. Also, 57 elk from Yellowstone National Park were introduced in Banff in 1917, but not being indigenous to the area, this caused an imbalance in the ecosystem. Also, the Trans-Canada Highway has proven to be a problematic conservation corridor for the park, and it goes to show how human controls are negatively impacting Banff, as migration patterns for animals such as grizzly bears are impacted as the land is fragmented and they cannot migrate as naturally as before.
Banff National Park is one of the most famous parks in Canada and attracts millions of tourists from around the globe annually. Because of the heavy amounts of tourist traffic to the area, park management needed to find a way to combat the negative effects that tourism brings to this community. Park sustainability has become a crucial aspect to research in order to ensure that Banff can effectively balance a growing economy and environmental protection. To sedate this issue, the town of Banff implemented a no net negative environmental impact principle, as well as an appropriate development and use framework. These ideals were highlighted in the Banff Community Plan, which was a document completed in 1999 to improve the sustainability efforts in the park. The no net negative environmental impact was designed to improve the future developments in the community and stated that future developments need to be based around improving the environment. On December 3, 1998, the Canadian minister approved the Banff Community Plan in its entirety, allowing for both of these plans to go into effect immediately. Currently, Banff is looking to develop a new plan that will span over the next 10 years, with hopes to become one of the world's models for community sustainability.